Imagine yourself in a remote forest where the silence is absolute, so deep that you can hear your own breathing, where the wind seems to stop. And then, in a single instant, the sky turns to fire. An explosion so powerful it levels millions of trees, felt hundreds of kilometers away, and yet capable of leaving no crater, no visible wound, only devastation. What can strike the Earth with the force of a nuclear bomb without ever touching the ground? Today I take you to the heart of Siberia in 1908, to the place of one of humanity's most mysterious events. This is the Tunguska explosion. It is June 30th, 1908, Central Siberia, Podkamenya Tunguska River, a vast, wild region where distances are measured in days of walking. Here, nature rules, and man survives. At 7:14 a.m., the sky changes color. A blazing object tears through the atmosphere at an unimaginable speed, coming from the southeast, moving toward the northwest. It leaves a luminous trail, as if the sun itself were falling to earth. Some speak of heat on their skin, others of a light so intense it blinds. Then, the roar. An explosion that seems to split the sky in two. The shockwave is so powerful, it throws people to the ground tens of kilometers away. Windows shatter up to 600 kilometers. Horses collapse. Huts are destroyed. The ground shakes like during an earthquake. And at the heart of the event, over 80 million trees are felled like matchsticks. An area of more than 2,000 square kilometers, as large as a modern metropolis, and yet the ground remains intact. For nearly 20 years, no one could study the area seriously. Siberia is distant, hostile, inaccessible. Only in 1927 does the Russian mineralogist Leonid Kulik reach the site. The journey is exhausting. Swamps, insects, cold. No reliable maps. When Kulik arrives, he is speechless. The trees are toppled radially, all pointing away from an invisible central point, as if something exploded in the air, not on the ground. At the center, some trunks still stand, stripped of bark, charred, silent. They seem like petrified shadows, fossils of a single instant. Kulik searches for a crater. He finds none. He digs, investigates, returns multiple times with new expeditions. No crater, no fused rock, no large meteorite fragments. Only microscopic particles of nickel and iridium, elements common in extraterrestrial objects. Tiny traces, but real. How can a force similar to a nuclear bomb leave no scar on the Earth? Estimates speak of an energy between 10 and 15 megatons. To put it in perspective, the Hiroshima bomb released only 0.015 megatons. Tunguska was hundreds of times more powerful. The shockwave was so intense it circled the planet. Barometers in London, Berlin, and St. Petersburg recorded it clearly. In the following days, in Europe and Asia, the nights became unusually bright. So bright that people could read a newspaper outdoors at midnight. Something came from space, that is certain. But what? The most accepted explanation today is an asteroid or comet, a body about 50 to 80 meters in diameter, entering the atmosphere at over 50,000 kilometers per hour, destroyed by pressure and heat at an altitude of about 8 kilometers. An airburst, aerial explosion. A similar phenomenon occurred in 2013 over Chelyabinsk, but that was much smaller, much less destructive. Tunguska was something else. And yet, even this explanation leaves questions unanswered. Where are the remains of the object? Why are the fragments so scarce? And why did some witnesses report sudden changes in direction? Can a celestial body really alter its course in the final seconds? And here the mystery deepens. Over the decades, astonishing hypotheses have emerged. A mini natural nuclear explosion, the annihilation between matter and antimatter, the passage of a micro-black hole entering Siberia and exiting on the other side of the planet. And then there are the most controversial theories. An unknown technological experiment, a never-declared weapon, or, according to some, an extraterrestrial craft. Fantasy? Perhaps. But the fact remains, Tunguska has never received a definitive explanation. In the following years, the forest grows back, but not normally. Some trees grow faster than expected. Growth rings show anomalies. Wildlife behavior changes. Local populations report sudden illnesses and areas to avoid. Even today, the region is sparsely populated, silent, as if the land remembers. What really exploded over Tunguska? If a similar event happened today over a large city, the consequences would be unimaginable. Millions of lives lost in seconds. Tunguska is not only a mystery of the past, it is a warning. The sky is not empty, and Earth is not invulnerable. We may never know for certain what happened that morning in 1908, but one thing is clear. The universe is not a silent place, and sometimes it decides to make itself heard. I am Armil. What do you think really hit Tunguska? Write it in the comments. I observe, and I tell what I see. Because not everything that happens asks to be understood.